Welcome to your September 2020 general reading. This is a reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising sign. So you should know within the first couple minutes if this is your reading or not, and if it's not, I highly encourage you to check out your Moon and or Rising sign, because sometimes your messages might be coming from those videos. It might hop around month to month, so just keep that in mind. So Aries, let's go ahead and get started. The first card you have is the Seven of Swords. This is how you're feeling in the month of September. You might be feeling like you need to be stealthy about something or careful about something. You might feel like you need to walk on eggshells, that you can't be, super forthcoming about something, that you, dare I say, maybe have to be a little sneaky about something. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's going to be different for each of you. Some of you might feel that this is the wise thing to do in a situation, that you shouldn't be super forthcoming at this time and revealing all the details to people about something you're doing or something going on. Or it could be for some of you Aries that there's something you don't want people to know the full story of. So you're feeling a little cloaked, a little hidden. You could also feel that people around you are not being honest with you, Aries. That comes up too with this card. You may feel that people around you are acting shady, and then that's making you feel weird and shady. Okay, but I do really pick up, Aries, that you're just feeling, that you want to be a little hidden this month. You don't want to be so out there. You kind of want to stay low, and it might be because there might be a lot of drama going on in your surroundings, maybe with family or a relationship or a work situation, and you're just telling yourself, I'm just going to keep my head down, I'm not going to get involved in this drama, I'm just going to focus on what I'm doing because I don't want to get caught up in that, okay? You could also feel that, you may feel that someone cheated you or stole something from you. Maybe someone cheated you financially or literally took an object of a belonging of yours, and it's making you feel very insecure, like you need to cover yourself up and be protected. So that's a possibility, Aries, so just keep that in mind. That does come up with this card, that the reason you might be feeling this way, one of the reasons possibly, is because someone might have given you a bad deal intentionally, or something might have went wrong with the transaction. So it'll be different for all of you Aries. If it's not literally about money or belongings or anything like that, or a transaction, it could just be that there's drama going on, you don't want to get involved, you want to keep your head low. Maybe you are not being forthcoming or totally honest with people around you, or people around you or a person are not being totally forthcoming and honest with you. So the second card you got, Aries, is Justice reversed. This is what you're wanting in the month of September. You feel like you need justice in a situation, that justice needs to be served. With it coming up in the reverse, I'm not going to focus too much on that reversal. I will just say, though, Aries, that the caution with justice coming out reversed in this position is that it is a possibility that what you perceive as just, or what you're wanting to balance out a situation, may not be justice and balance. So that's kind of what the note here is with this justice reversed, is that the way that you're, and I'm not saying you're wrong, Aries, it's just the way that you're perceiving things now, the cards are kind of saying it may not be what real justice is, and more importantly, it may not be what you perceive as justice in a different state, in a more relaxed state. So that makes sense with the Seven of Swords, because if you're in this state where you feel really insecure in yourself, like someone's taking something from you or not being honest with you, or there's chaos around you, you may be in an energy where you're not in your real state, real frame of mind, where you would maybe see justice in a different way. So that's kind of the warning here, is maybe don't be so hasty on what your idea of fairness or justice is in the month of September, because it may not be what your true self really sees as justice and fairness, and it's because you're being impacted by a weird situation going on, like I just talked about the Seven of Swords, those different possibilities. But yeah, you're feeling like with Justice reverse, it's like you might want to get revenge on someone. You might, and you feel like that's going to balance out the scales. And it's not necessarily for all of you Aries that the idea of justice is not what it should be for you. That might only apply to some of you. It could be that what you're wanting is just and you do want to right or wrong, but it's just warning that in this energy it might be perhaps coming from the wrong place or fueled by a desire to get even instead of true justice. So I think the advice here is to maybe wait until you cool down a little bit if this is your situation before you figure out what the right path forward is to balance out this situation and get fairness. Also, justice is also about not just human justice in our human systems. It's also about karma and karmic debt. So if you are more spiritually minded Aries, you might be noticing or feeling on an energetic level, which there are a lot of wands in this reading. You have 4 wands, which we'll get to, and wands are all about your energetic state. So you might be feeling energetically that there's some kind of karmic situation that maybe played out. You might recognize that for what it is, that something played out and you're like, oh, well, I think it kind of had to happen this way. You might be telling yourself that in the month of September. So the third card you have, Aries, is the 4 of Wands, and this is challenges you may encounter in the month of September. The 4 of Wands is all about marriage, a wedding, coming together. It's also about the honeymoon phase is over and you're ready to settle down with someone, and it might be a little bit boring now, but it's very, very stable. 4s are all about stability. Think about the 4 legs of a table or a chair. 4 of Wands. Wands is fire energy, and I think this card is so interesting because there's little tiny candles at the bottom right here, which is kind of saying that the passion is not so important anymore. It's more about stability. It's more about just kind of getting cozy with someone. So Aries, a couple different things with this card. It's going to be different for each of you. A potential challenge, because this is in the challenge position, there could be marital problems. Okay, that could be related to the Justice card, because Justice could sometimes be related to like marriage agreements or divorces, and especially with Justice being reversed, it could be about a separation or a divorce that is going through court or something. That's a possibility for some of you Aries, not all of you. But it could also be just some issues that you're going to be dealing with in September with a marriage or with a partnership. Or maybe you're someone that you're seeing wants to settle down and you feel not ready. You might be feeling a little bit pressured, like you just don't want to go there right now, and it's kind of overwhelming you. Because it's in the challenge position, I see this as something that's making you feel a little uncomfortable. Whatever the exact situation is, it's having to do with stability and coming together. And it's not necessarily romantic. It could be, I mean, this is usually about romance and the home and partnership and stuff like that, but it's not necessarily that. It could be coming together in a balanced situation with a job agreement or some kind of other family situation. That's a possibility. But whatever it is, it's kind of like you don't feel super comfortable about it for some reason. You might feel, and it might be related to this 7 of Swords energy and this Justice reverse, where it's like you feel like things aren't 100% clear, someone's being dishonest, whether it's you or someone else, and not all the details are there. You don't trust someone. Whatever it is, like I already talked about, whatever it is for you Aries, it's you don't feel comfortable entering in this stability because you still have a lot of questions. Questions remain unanswered to you. So it's just not the right time for you. So the 4th card you have, Aries, is opportunities in the month of September. You have the Hangman in reverse. The Hangman is all about seeing things from a different perspective, being flipped upside down so that you can see things in a way that you may not have seen before. I feel like in the month of September, your world is going to get turned upside down in some way where you see something in a different way. And I feel like it is related to this 7 of Swords energy, because 7 of Swords, I don't want to put so much emphasis on the 7 of Swords, but you know, it is just a minor card. It's not something that has long-lasting impacts necessarily, but it's usually pretty significant in a month when people get this in their monthly reading, because it's about something getting taken from you or losing trust. So I see that as, you know, pretty important, and I usually try and sound the alarm when the Seven of Swords comes up in whatever kind of reading. But I feel like an opportunity is related to that, where you might see someone for who they truly are, or maybe you see someone differently. You find out this information, you feel you might have been not given out all the information that you needed, and now you see the world differently, you see a person differently, you see a situation differently. So this is an opportunity for you to adjust your view. It could be that you're a little gullible, or being too quick to trust people, and you're kind of learning this lesson in September, Aries, of like, you need to shift your perspective and see things for how they really are. So that's going to come up in September with this Hangman reverse, where you're going to be able to see something. And because it's in the reverse, it's kind of telling me that it may not necessarily be like a positive thing that you recognize. It may be something that is a difficult lesson for you to learn, where you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have shared so much information, or maybe I shouldn't have trusted that person, or maybe I should have been more honest with this person, whatever the situation is for you. Because it's reversed, it's kind of telling me that it might be a difficult lesson for you to learn. It might be a big pill for you to swallow, but you will learn and grow from it. The Hangman is a major card. It's about something that kind of changes your outlook in a long-term fashion. So there's definitely an opportunity for you to learn and grow and see things for how they really are, in a way that perhaps you haven't before, Aries. So the fifth card is advice for the month of September. You have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is fire energy, so this very well could be you, Aries. It could be someone around you that is fire energy as well. Don't get caught up on it being a feminine energy. We all have feminine and masculine energy. So if you're masculine, Aries, this could still be you. You're being asked to step into a more feminine fire energy to handle what's going on in the month of September, or letting someone around you help you, give you good counsel on what is going on, whether that's you or someone else. Okay, this is being passionate and taking action, and being decisive is the key. Okay, so with the Hangman reverse and the Justice reverse, there is a little bit of not being able to decide, being a little indecisive, not being able to make a decision. So you're being asked to be in that Queen of Wands energy, where you take charge and are decisive. And that's part of your opportunity in the month of September, Aries, where there is an opportunity for you to be decisive and be in your full power and make decisions about what's going on for your benefit. Okay, so you're being asked to, with the Hangman reverse, to see things for how they really are, and based on that, make decisions, come into a decisive action mode. Don't delay on things where you see that, don't second guess yourself. If you feel that you have the full story and you know what's going on, don't second guess yourself. If you feel like you don't know, then don't trust yourself. Okay, you need to listen to your intuition with this Queen of Wands energy. Okay. The sixth and final card you have is a Nine of Wands reverse, and this is your outcome for the month of September. The Knight of Wands is kind of a person, represents a person who's kind of been beaten up a little bit, and now they're a little jaded, and they're kind of watching and waiting around the corner for someone to pop out, because you're lying in wait, like you're ready. You're like, someone come fuck with me so that I could fuck you up. Is basically what it is. So it feels like, and you kind of may have been beaten up a little bit with this Seven of Swords energy and Justice reverse, whatever it is that it is for you, Aries, that happened. It kind of has you in this mode of, you're not so innocent and gullible anymore. You're kind of a little beaten up by people in the world, and with it being reversed, it's telling me that the complexity and the issues aren't quite over yet, so just keep that in mind. In the month of September, this is something that you need to go through. Whatever it is that the situation is for you, this is saying that it won't get fully resolved in the month of September. So if this is your reading, just keep that in mind. that part may not apply to all of you, but it's basically saying that for some of you, it may not get fully resolved in September, so you just have to hang in there, wait for more details to be revealed potentially, especially with that Seven of Swords energy. That's kind of like, it could be more information coming out, and then with the Hangman reverse, things happening where you can see things for the way that they really are. But whatever the situation is or process is, it may not complete by the end of September. You may be dealing with some complexity and issues by the end that carry over into the month of October. So just keep that in mind, Aries. And I'm not saying this to make you guys feel bad or feel bad about the month. This is so that you're aware. This is just temporary energy. It's a minor card. It's just a moment in time, and you'll get through it. So it's just temporary if this is your reading. So Aries, I pulled an additional card from my deck that's just majors and the 4 aces. You got the Ace of Wands. So like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of wands here. So it's a lot of things going on energetically in your energetic field, which is why perhaps this outcome card with the 9 of Wands reversed is saying that things may not fully resolve yet by the end of the month, because there's a lot of things going on energetically. So here you have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is all about that spark of life that ignites a very fruitful and powerful beginning in something. So there is something that you're going to feel really excited and passionate about by the end of the month, perhaps, where you feel like you want a fresh start, okay? And because it's wands, and you know, you got the 4 of Wands, 9 of Wands reverse, Queen of Wands, whatever that situation is with all these wands, it's kind of saying like there's an opportunity to start all over with something, okay? So don't get too downtrodden on yourself about a lot of these energies here with the Wands cards, because the Ace of Wands is saying that from this comes a new beginning and a new opportunity for you to start over, okay? And this could be you, again with the Hangman reverse, you seeing things differently, having more clarity and understanding, the burden coming off of you with this 7 of Swords of, you know, realizing that someone might not have been truthful to you, or you not truthful to someone else, getting that burden starting to get released. It brings an opportunity for you to kind of start over and go to that Ace of Wands energy. And that is a kind of an Aries thing. Aries don't want to make things too heavy or uncomfortable, so it makes sense that you would get this Ace of Wands where you kind of want to be like, okay, I'm going to dust myself off from all of this and I'm ready to start over. I learned the lesson, I'm ready to move on. Aries don't like to stay in not fun situations very long. So yep, that's what I have for you, Aries. I hope this reading was helpful. If it resonated for you, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks, Aries. I'll see you next time, okay? Bye.